Hi, you made it to my channel, Niche Gaming. Today we're gonna review the International Transtar 4070A. Now, if you know anything about my truck reviews, you can check out my New Game Plus video where I talk about what settings I'm playing on. So I don't use mods, but I do slightly change the rules a little bit, so just the internal add-ons are available from the get-go, but they have to be bought, of course. So even with the add-ons, obviously this truck in my classification is in the pure highway trucks. There are other trucks that may be in the highway category in the game, but I put them in my typical heavy-duty type class. This has all the access that a typical heavy-duty class truck does, but in fact it's a pure highway truck. All right, we do find this truck for free in Smithville Dam. You find it in the really muddy, swampy water part of the map. Free truck, you do have to take it back. It doesn't have to be repaired. I think it costs $1,500 in the standard normal rules of the game. If you make repair paid, like let's say hard mode or any kind of game mode, that's gonna have repair cost normal. So this Transtar 4070A, this was a late 60s, early 70s truck. It was advertised in the same exact way and pretty much with the same power, same capabilities as your International Fleet Star and your GMC MH9500. So those trucks in real life, your heavy duty trucks that in this game are classified as heavy duty or maybe highway, they're all really in the same category in real life. They were basically commercial trucks, highway trucks. Some of them, maybe one or two of them that I may classify as typical heavy duty, were used maybe a little more for construction on the side, but they had on and off-road uses, mostly on-road. And off-road, okay, it wouldn't be like heavy mud. It would just be some construction sites that are not heavy mud, but it can go there with the right tires on, of course. So most of these tires, most of these trucks were all in the same, but unfortunately for this particular truck, there's no reason why this can't be upgraded or converted to an off-road truck, and the Fleet Star and the GMC MH9500 can. But that's just the game rules. So you just can't convert this into off-roading truck. So it's a pure highway truck. This was, like I said, available. Actually, it was called the C-O F4070A. It had a more powerful variation of the Transtar. It was called the C-O F4070A. That was the most powerful version of any of the Transtars, but this is like the second most powerful version, so it's not bad. Now we're going to check the highest engine versus the highest engine available in the game. So it does have decent amount of power. Let's look at the dimensions first. Length 6.6 meters, width 2.4 meters, weight 12,125 pounds. That's near 6.1 tons. Body balance, I would say below average. It's one of those really thin trucks, only 2.5 or 2.4 meters across, and that just makes a body balance not too great. Now you can't really test that body balance is not as well tested as it would be with the Fleet Star and the GMC MH9500 because it uses them a lot more for hauling, whereas this truck, because it doesn't have all-wheel drive and differential lock, you don't. So the body balance is, again, it's not as well tested, but I would still say below average for a little bit of the testing that I did. And again, it's that width that's 2.4. So if you start using a crane or anything else, I'm not sure why you would ever do that with this truck, but if you did, 2.4 meter width is not going to be very stable. So body balance below average, as expected. Configurations in the game, only 6x4. There is no proof that the Fleet Star or the GMC MH9500 had configurations of all-wheel drive. I mean, they could have been configured or modified that way, but when you're using a truck purely for highway purposes and it's just carrying commercial goods on the highways, then why would you ever install differential lock? Because you don't do differential lock on normal highways. It'll break the differential lock. It's not suitable for it. So they don't offer all-wheel drive. And like I said, there's no reason why, but just SnowRunner decided to make this truck a pure highway truck. No differential lock, obviously. No all-wheel drive. That's the main reason this truck is a highway truck. Otherwise, it has all the heavy-duty add-ons available. So it could easily be in the heavy-duty class, but we can't put it in there. And in terms of usefulness, Got to put it in the pure highway trucks. The tires are 42-inch off-road. Well, the ones that are available. You can get a 42-inch off-road UOD II, which is pretty much the same. UOD II, 1, 2, 3 are all available for all of these, like I said, typical heavy-duty type trucks. And that rating of that is 0.8, 3.0, and 1.9. So 1.9 in the mud, which is pretty good. But again, you would never take this truck in the mud because of the lack of all-wheel drive and differential lock. And of course, the chain UAD III All Chains standard for all of these heavy-duty type trucks, hauling trucks. You're going to get 1.2 for the asphalt, 3.0 for dirt, typical off-roading, and 1.3 for mud. And they all have both of these sets available, UOD II and UAD III All Chains. So for tires like the UOD II do significantly better in mud, and the UAD III, the chains ones, are required for icy regions in addition to giving you a little more control of the roads. However, since this is a highway truck, and a pure highway truck at that, and can't get all-wheel drive or diff lock, I would just go with the 42-inch UAD III All Chains tires, just to give yourself a little bit more control. Although you don't even need to upgrade tires, they're going to be highway no matter what. But you may go to certain snow maps where you may want to keep this on the road part. The road is still a little icy. Okay, no real reason to convert. You maybe just get a little better performance with the 42-inch tire. So you can upgrade, or you can just let that upgrade go. Very short turning radius. The tires and the suspension and everything provide this with a very short turning radius, but the control, again, I would say a little below average. You try to go a little fast with this truck even on the road. I guess maybe I did upgrade to chain tires, but try to go a little fast, you start losing control very quickly. The jackknifing accidents, it's very highly possible. I even put it a highway gearbox, high range. Not necessary, just keep it balanced. The fuel tank, 265 liters, that's right about 70 gallons, which is pretty close to what it was in real life. It provided at the lowest end, I think 60 gallons, and I think the highest end upgrade is like 115. And this is directly from the International brochure, when you look at the brochure for this particular truck in my research. So in the game, 265 liters is what the truck offers. It doesn't have any other kind of add-ons or anything like that, besides the fuel tank that you can carry. Extra fuel tank that you can add on. So use it as a fuel carrier. But we'll get to that. But its actual own fuel tank, it's 265 liters. Because it has that typical highway or heavy-duty type applications available, the external add-ons. Yeah, it can add that pretty much all the fuel carriers, pretty everything that's available for your typical heavy-duty stuff. It tops out at a level 14.4 liters per minute, but again, this is all tested on road, so you can't really compare this to off-roading and everything. So it seems like it's going to be better, and it should be better fuel consumption efficiency. All trucks will do better on the asphalt in terms of fuel consumption and efficiency. That's balanced gearbox. That's what I recommend. Don't even waste time with spending any money on highway gearbox. Just totally useless. Spend as less as possible on this truck as possible, right? I do some aesthetics upgrades. The engine you get in this game is also found, the add-on. I wouldn't spend money on that. You end up having to raise the suspension if you want to upgrade the tires, but that's not even required. I just had extra money based on my New Game Plus settings. Otherwise, if you're trying to save money, don't even upgrade the tires. What are you going to use them for? The real-life engine on this particular truck, again, because it's in that same category, that typical heavy-duty highway hauling type truck, heavy-duty hauling truck, mostly for commercial use, same basic category, same class of trucks, but it's actually even gets a higher engine than a lot of these had available. So maybe comparing it to the Fleet Star or the GMC MH9500, based on what there was commercially available, the highest level engine, this actually was higher than it, surprisingly, but it was. Detroit Diesel 8V-71T, two-stroke turbocharged V8 engine, 9.3 liters, 350 horsepower at 1400 RPM. 1,000 pound-foot torque at 1,200 RPM. Max gross combination weight of 90,000 pounds, 45 tons. So, and in the game engine, it's called a SI-6V/2380. So 6,000 mass, truck that weighs less, torque 160,000 torque. Now that's a little better. So the game is consistent with that. It is a better engine in real life, slightly better, slightly, not a huge difference, slightly better than the Fleetstar GMC MX-9500, and its torque reflects that. Torque based on Map Runner, of course. So you'll see that this is a little more powerful engine, slightly more powerful, even more than the White Western Star 4964. But again, because of its lack of size, and of course, main thing, all-wheel drive and differential lock not being there, you can't use this for anything else. So what can we use it for? Real-life applications, as I mentioned before, heavy-duty hauling truck, mostly for commercial use. The game applications, typical heavy-duty external add-ons are available, a large variety of options. However, because this truck does not get all-wheel drive or differential lock, its practical applications in the game are very limited, since this is an off-roading, mudding, snow running game. I use it as a fuel carrier. So just get that fuel carrier external add-on and just apply it to it. That's all you really can use it for. And I usually attach it to maybe another fuel carrier, or attach it to like maybe a service trailer, and that's it, right? And then you can't really take it anywhere besides where there are roads. So just keep that in mind. That's a main thing that you can use this truck for. I probably wouldn't sell it. You could get some money from just selling and just getting rid of it altogether, but it's nice to have some trucks that are just there to do nothing but serve as fuel carriers. It just depends on what the settings games that you're playing of the game you're playing. If you're playing on normal, it's not even worth that, right? I would just sell it altogether. But if you're playing on Game Plus, the rules that I use, or hard mode, you may want to keep it around because fuel gets expensive, and you'll want to have some trucks that are there just to carry fuel from one map to the other. So when you go to the other maps, you scout and you find whatever fuel's there to be able to complete all the tasks. When you need more fuel or you're out of fuel, instead of having to buy it, is it worth it to have this? I would say it's a one-time expenditure, the fuel carrier add-on, the external add-on. The other fuel carriers that you get from within the map, you get them. But you can take your fuel within the carriers, it's like the 1,800 liters. You can take it from one map to the other. So that's what you can use this truck for. You can use that again and again and take it from one map to the other. You can use that particular fuel carrier for other trucks as well. So you could eventually sell this once you get other trucks that no longer serve any function, like they're not part of your main fleet. Okay, well, take that fuel carrier external add-on, put it on the other trucks that are better than this one, that can at least go off-roading, and eventually sell this. So you could do it that way. Right now, in my Michigan playthrough, this is one of those trucks that I use purely for that. Eventually, I converted the Fleetstar into that as well, as a fuel carrier type, because I just didn't need it for the tasks. It was not as stable for me as compared to, let's say, GMC MX-9500 or the White Western Star, Caterpillar CT681. So I had other trucks to do all the heavy hauling and everything else, trucks that I found, a couple that I bought in my Michigan playthrough. Since you find it for free, yeah, you can sell it, but I don't sell it right away. Looks like I will eventually sell it, because I'll have other trucks that can at least go off-roading and still be fuel carrier trucks, right? They can serve as fuel rescue or whatever. Whereas this one can't really go anywhere. I'd have to depend on a scout truck that, refills from this guy and then rescue whichever trucks needs the fuel delivered. So very, very limited usage. In Michigan, my recommendation, of course, don't sell it right away, but eventually in your playthrough, once you go to the other maps, you probably will end up selling this, because you can take that fuel carrier add-on and just unequip it on this one. You don't have to sell it or buy it again and use that for another truck, and use that to carry your fuel from one map to the other. So that's it. That's all I have for the International Transtar 4070A. Real huge disappointment that they just didn't want to make this particular truck anything more than a highway truck, but that's what it is. It's a pure highway truck, and that's what you should use it for. Use it as a fuel carrier, nothing more. Otherwise, sell it off. Sell off whatever add-ons, like the truck, the engine is not really used for any other truck, so you can just go and sell that engine, the 2380 that I mentioned, SIV, whatever. Just sell that off. Sell off any other add-ons you find. Maybe keep it in your garage for that reason. Sell off its add-ons, and then sell the truck. I know some people maybe tried to use this truck. If you get some speed going, and if you never get stopped here and there on light roads, sure, you can go through light off-roading. But heavy mud is a part of this game. You're going to have to take your hauling trucks through heavy mud. Absolutely, it's a must, along with carrying loads. So you're going to suffer winching a lot, and what if there's nothing to winch to, or it's not enough to winch to? You're going to have other trucks rescue this truck a lot. It's not a reliable truck, and it's not a way to play this game, so they just didn't mean for this truck to be used in any other way. So unfortunate, although you get it for free. But yeah, if you had any different experiences or tried to do some kind of really challenging, torturous playthrough, let me know. But you know, I don't do it that way, and of course fun is a big part for me for my playthrough. So anyway, thanks for watching my truck review of the International Transtar 4070A. Go and give me a like, share, subscribe if you liked it. Thanks for watching.